You've got big Candace Owens, Brigitte Macron news. But also I'll say it's bigger than Owens because right now you have 10 people in France on trial for harassing Brigitte Macron with debunked conspiracies that say she's transgender. Right? Brigitte, she's the first lady of France. We've talked about these conspiracies before, and that's largely because Candace Owens just kind of exploded the reach of these claims recently. But even though Candace might be one of the most vocal personalities on this, she's not the first person to spread this theory. And with that, back in 2024, Brigitte's lawyer filed complaints over cyberbullying, which eventually led to multiple arrests in 2025. And so now you've got nearly a dozen people facing a 2-day trial over claims that they made regarding her gender and sexuality, as well as equating the age gap in her relationship with President Emmanual Macron to pedophelia. And with that, you had a judge saying that these posts have deteriorated the First Lady's physical and mental health. Right? And according to reports, the accused include a self-described medium who played a major role in spreading the theory after posting a 4-hour YouTube video about the subject in 2021. That's along with others, including an elected official, teacher, and computer scientist. But also, reportedly, many of the accused are arguing that they were just joking about this and they don't belong in court over their remarks, with one saying, "It was just a joke. Like a lot of people, I'm asking why I'm here today. Today, you can send people to court for tweets." And another asking, "Do you need a permit in France to crack a joke?" Right? Even though this trial is just 2 days, a verdict isn't expected until later. But also understand, this is a criminal proceeding. So if they're convicted, they could go to jail for up to 2 years. Right? And this is definitely not the only legal action that the Macrons have taken over these trans conspiracies. Right? One of the reasons we've talked about it is in July, they sued Candace Owens for defamation for repeatedly claiming that Brigitte was born male. But also that hasn't stopped Candace from continuing to spread that theory, right? I mean, as recently as this weekend, she was posting more what she called evidence to back her claims on Twitter. And then actually the day the trial in Paris started, she wrote, "If it walks like a dude, talks like a dude, and is listed in the French tax registry as a dude, then it's the first dude of France." Right, so she appears to just definitely not be stopping, and the Macrons as well, they're not backing down from their fight. And in fact, with that, just last month, you had BBC News reporting that they would be presenting photographic and scientific evidence to a US court to prove that Brigitte is a woman. And you had their lawyers saying it is a process that she will have to subject herself to in a very public way, but she's willing to do it. She is firmly resolved to do what it takes to set the record straight. If that unpleasantness and that discomfort that she has of opening herself up in that way is what it takes to set a record straight and stop this, she 100% is ready to meet that burden. But with all that, you have some seeing this explosion of people that are believing this conspiracy theory and arguing that it speaks to larger trends and issues that we need to care about. With, for example, a professor at the University of Portsmouth in the UK saying, "These rumors are part of the broader wars on truth that characterize much of today's political discourse," and saying they are primarily a partisan political phenomenon designed to weaken opponents and erode their legitimacy. But for now, we're gonna have to wait to see what happens with this 2-day trial, as well as what happens with Candace Owens.